welcome back to the third episode of Morning Joe with Mo. Coming from,
we're not live.
We're not. Well, we're live.
We're live.
We're in
This
the
is
office.
not live that
I
you're
think
watching.
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
We are coming to you from Experience BCS offices today, and
The shelter-in-place order has been lifted. It is expired, but we are maintaining distance and sanitizer.
Yeah, safety first,
Mhm.
right? We think it's going to be a much better experience with a little better interaction and less technical difficulties.
Exactly.
So,
Hopefully no delays.
yeah. So let's get this started.
Let's get it started.
What's up, Mo?
Not much. I'm very excited to be here with you in person.
We haven't hugged.
I don't hug.
Yeah, so that's easy.
Yeah.
to not.
Haven't missed that.
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited for this episode. I know you and I have been doing a lot of webinar watching and just really taking the time to do these research and educate ourselves on things that we don't necessarily have the time to do in a non-COVID.
In a normal time.
Yeah. And so the episode today is going to be whipped coffee and webinars.
Yeah.
So I think we need to address the whipped coffee.
Two kinds of research.
Yes.
Yes.
Two kinds of research
Yes.
that we have done for this
Duo,
episode.
like us. Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So we made some whipped coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I made it for the first time this morning, and I want to say that I was successful in my first try. I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay, thanks. I feel like you're calling me out.
100%.
Okay.
Tough love.
I
kid.
think it was the type of instant coffee I bought.
True. It makes a difference.
Yeah, we learned that. So you're really good at whipping coffee.
If you need someone to come make some whipped coffee for your event, I am available for hire.
Yeah.
Just want to put
There's
that out
a
there.
small fee, though. She
Small
doesn't
fee.
do anything.
Yeah.
For free.
I won't drink the product because it's just not for me. It's too sweet. So as you can see, I have just my regular black coffee here.
Like your heart
And
your outfit.
my color choice for all my clothes.
Whereas I prefer much sweeter coffee, so it kind of worked out well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I also put it in my swig mug that I actually bought right before everything kind of fell apart, and I didn't need a travel mug at home, so it's
I don't know. You walk from the kitchen to your office, your home office.
Yeah,
Would hate for you to spill that
I
on
know,
the commute.
right. It is kind of,
It's all about how you spin things.
Yeah.
You just got to remain positive.
you're right, so maybe I'll use it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Call me if you need an inspirational speaker to really get your staff and your clients hyped
All
up.
kinds of skills. Yep, like you're just working on yourself.
Yes,
and,
so I'm going to skip this whipped coffee out of
pandemic.
you.
But try it. It's really fun to make it
We'll-
whip up, and
We'll drop the recipe that we followed in the show notes.
yeah, along with a really cool video of Morgan whipping her coffee. So
In the kitchen, it's twisted like it's
entertainment, pure entertainment all the
Yeah.
time.
So JoBeth, tell me about the webinar you listened to. Now we don't have time to give the full details, but give me the Spark Notes summary
Okay,
of what you took.
highlights.
Yes.
That's what you want. Okay. So like you said, we are watching a lot. I am especially interested in watching them because I am still working towards getting my CMP, and I do need continuing education, so this is really twofold for me. There are so many webinars out there right now, and a lot of them are talking to us how to deal with things right now because we're in a totally new situation. So the one that really stuck out to me was one I watched, I think last week, and it was called Communicating in the Time of Coronavirus by Jennifer Sarver and the Texas Travel Alliance.
Oh, good.
And she had 8 principles on communicating right now for leaders. So in watching it, it was right around the time that our first episode was coming out, and I just felt so connected to it because a lot of what she was saying felt like what we were doing with this project. So that was encouraging.
That's the best
to
when
me.
you're listening to something, whether it be reading an article, listening to a podcast, watching a webinar, when it resonates with you in your current season of what you're, dealing with at the moment.
Right. And it just strengthens your ideas, or it gives you inspiration on other things you can do. So communicating, I think, can be difficult at all times, but when we're all going through what we're going through right now, can be even a little more uncomfortable not knowing the right thing to say. Okay, so everyone has a different perspective on what's happening, and I don't want to come off as too casual or the sky is falling. So
how do you find that happy medium?
Yeah, I'm looking for a balance on how I communicate with others right now. And the other thing she talks about was communicate early and often. People are going to remember how you reacted in this situation, and be timely, right? How many emails have you gotten from like any website you have?
Any website I've ever submitted my email to subscribe to get that coupon.
Yep. They are reaching out to you, and they want you to know how they're handling this right now. And so there's lots to be learned from that, of ways that maybe you don't want to come off. Because people are going to remember, and we're all going to come out on the other side of this, and we want people to know who we really are and be authentic and transparent with everyone. Do simple things right now. People are looking for ways to engage and connect, and something like this show, just giving you a little bit behind the scenes, because before we did not have time to do this. We were majorly hustling,
and one thing,
going in every direction.
When we say, because sometimes the 5 love languages, and what is it, value of time or whatever, one thing that I've always found negative is when someone says they don't have time for me. That hurts my feelings. And so I think moving forward, we know what we want this series to turn into, and our goals for it, and we already have all these ideas laid out. So now that we have that, we're going to make time for this. We just have to restructure our time management and what our days and our weeks, even with all the travel we're going to be doing, with all of our conferences and sales calls. So it's just reevaluating,
changing things. Like, we talk a lot about how we're not going to go back to normal, but
it's our new normal.
And I do like what I have done since working from home. I go into my calendar and I just chunk out my day and try to focus on one thing, because I'm really bad about, like, I'll start here and then I'll jump here, and then like going back and forth, and just focus, get through a task, get through a big chunk of it. So so I would really recommend that you take the time to watch this webinar if you get a chance. From the way we talked earlier, it sounds like some of the takeaways from your webinar
were similar.
How funny. So tell me what you watched and what you want to talk about.
So the webinar, I've watched a lot, but the one I really wanted to talk about is how to reach out to existing and new clients during this world crisis. So this is actually, it's through IAC and the Master Connection Associates. So they right now are, they're a membership organization, but they have pretty much all of their webinars on demand and for free right now. So I definitely encourage anyone to take advantage of that for the time being. So IAC is the International Association of Conference Centers. So I think it's good to watch these things that are planners, watching webinars that aren't necessarily just focused on us, whether it be DMOs, CVBs, but what are our clients or our suppliers or partners watching to understand how they're thinking.
Different points of view.
Yes. So this one is more specific to sales, which I'm going to talk about because it is important. People are still working right now. I have a site visit coming up, so I'm excited about that. But one thing that they talked about really is making sure you're not going silent. you want to make sure that your competition is not seen or heard more than you during this time. So, whether it be sending emails, touch points, checking in, and it doesn't have to be asking for business or asking for when they're next planning, RFPs, asking for those things. It's, hey, how are you doing?
Right.
Would you want to hop on for a coffee break and we just talk? And using technology and remaining positive.
Right.
Because like you said, everyone's handling this different. Your email might be a saving grace for someone who's having a bad day. So if you have the power to change someone's mood or your day, why not do it?
Sure.
You never know.
Especially now.
Yep. So taking the time just to reach out, use those touch points. And one thing they talked about in this was that 84% of decisions are made on referrals. So people are going to remember when you come out of this who was there for them, who talked to them, and that percentage might increase at this point. So why not take advantage of that opportunity?
Right.
And they also talked about the power of video and inspiring your clients and doing these things. So I got this idea for our happy hour Zoom bingo that we did with our partners, our hotel partners, from this webinar. So we facilitated the Zoom virtual happy hour and bingo game, just a way for our partners and us to connect and see each other and not talk shop the whole time.
Right.
We really didn't talk about
work.
reality
No.
and work. We opened it up with a game of virtual bingo that we found. It was free. We there was options to if you wanted to do a longer game, but we just wanted to use it as an icebreaker.
Right.
And it was really fun.
It was.
And it lasted about an hour long, the whole Zoom happy hour. Some people left earlier. We did it at the end of the day. So really utilizing technology and being there for people. And you can do that with clients. Yeah. You can do that sort of thing, kind of like we talked about the Messina Hoff on the previous episode. And another thing that I thought was really interesting is there was the speaker for this was talking about how they were trying to take that relationship with their client to the next level to seal the deal for business. And the client was a little, there wasn't fluff. She was just all business. And so it was hard to take it to that next step. And so she knew that the client was at home with their daughter, and she was just kind of busy because she's having to teach because they're at home and still get business done. So the salesperson said, hey, let me help you. Let me take something off of your plate. And so she said, let me read, a book to your daughter. And so for 30 minutes, she read to the client's daughter on a book for school that was required for their homework. And so the client was able to go get something done. And that spoke volumes for the client. Right. And it helped take that relationship to the next level to help, seal the deal on some business and get that RFP or that meeting. And so I thought that was a really cool thing and you don't necessarily have to make that connection with the family, but it's just an idea to help you get creative. Yeah. Another thing that they mentioned was a client had, again, a child that needed a school project done. And it was about, I think, an animal in a different country, like that sort of thing, a project. And one of the salesperson's colleague had actually just come back from another country where that animal was, prominent. And so she contacted her colleague and said, hey, here's the situation. Can you, can I connect you with my client and you can help, share about this animal for their child's project. And again, it helped take that relationship to the next level. And just think about all the things that could come from this situation. So remain positive, remain optimistic. How can we make the best of this situation into our future?
Right. And that just makes me think, I've been doing a lot of yoga in my free time.
Look at you.
And they talk about opening up and making space. And, I really have never gotten that before, that metaphor. But it makes me think of that as we're making calls and connecting
Mhm.
with people on a totally different level, not about business, but
Mhm.
personally,
Mhm.
we're making space for those conversations.
Yeah.
If we were in our office every day,
Right.
those topics wouldn't come up.
Right.
You would never get there.
Mhm.
But because everything's different right now,
Yeah.
and I've had some really great phone calls with clients and partners and suppliers that I don't think would happen
Right.
if we weren't
Mhm.
experiencing what we are right
Absolutely.
now. So
Yeah.
it's find the silver linings. They're there.
Absolutely. Mhm.
And I think this will totally change the way we do business.
Absolutely. And I'm excited about it.
Me too.
At first it was uncertain and it was scary at the beginning. Not to say that it's not. There's still a lot of unknown. But it was, oh my gosh, are we going to have jobs tomorrow?
Right.
To be truthfully honest, and there might be people watching this that don't. And as a fellow hospitality meeting industry peer, that's hard. That's tough. I've seen friends that are going through that. And so that makes me want to work harder on this project and help bring, business to Bryan College Station and attention. So really just finding the positive and focusing on the positive, and how can we make our new normal not as scary. Like, let's embrace it.
Right.
Embrace the chaos.
Yeah. What other choice do
Yeah.
you have?
Yep.
It's happening. So make it work for you.
Yes. Yeah. So I actually sent out an email to our conventions team and asked them to recommend a few webinars that they've been watching. And so we are going to put together a blog post and share it. And so it'll be some of our staff recommendations, and it'll be different categories. There's technology, there's sales, there's leadership, there's servicing. So a little bit of everything for you to go through and choose from. And like I said, take the time to go and watch these webinars, and not maybe webinars that pertain just to sales. You should look at things that are going to work for your clients, or in the that helps you understand their side of things, their way of thinking.
Now is not the time to stay in your lane.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We all just need to get a little more aware of things around us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we want to know what webinars you're watching.
Yes.
In case we have missed some great information out there, please share that with us so that we can add that to our list.
Mm-hmm.
I know I will be working at least partially from home for a little bit longer with my 9-year-old who does not have school. So I need some
in between her yoga.
Yeah. Well, that's it, like a bedtime calm.
Oh, okay.
Down the other night, they were like, get a pillow and a blanket.
And you fell asleep.
Yeah. I think that was the point. But
sure.
Yeah, I might have to do a little bit more strenuous exercises
some
next
hot
time.
yoga.
But recommendation, yoga with Adrian on YouTube.
Yes. And we are actually doing some tourism education talks through Experience Bryan College Station. So we will be sure to link that. And it's a lot of subject matter experts that are talking on these Zoom conferences with some of our staff, just talking about the industry and all the above. So we will drop the link for that so you can go back and watch those.
Yep.
All right.
This has been so fun.
Yes.
I like
sure has. I'm really getting to live out. I love Kelly Ripa.
Yeah.
And I want to be her. So I feel like I'm making that progress there.
And that makes me
Ryan.
Okay. We're going to have to work on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.